I flew across the world to go to a tabletop gaming event in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Yeah, I know. Say it out loud and it already sounds a bit ridiculous, but somehow it ended up meaning a lot more than I ever expected. This was my first ever AdeptiCon. In fact, my first big tabletop event since Games Day at Birmingham NEC back in the mid-90s. And I'm coming from down under Hive, Australia, which is nice and all, but hobby-wise can feel a little bit isolated. You've got your core group of mates, your little crew, your gaming circle, but the wider thing, the global community, it always feels like it's happening somewhere else, disconnected. That was part of the excitement and the fear. I'll be honest, I had that moment before going, like, what am I actually doing here? Flying all that way across the world by myself, spending all that money, time off work, time away from the family. And yeah, the news in the world, particularly in the United States at the moment, certainly did make me nervous, chaotic to say the least. Plenty of reasons to just go, maybe next year or the one after. But I didn't, I booked it, committed, and here we are. All the way from Sydney to Vancouver, stopping overnight in a snowy Montreal and on to Chicago. First thing I do when I land in Chicago is grab some food at the closest local spot, which happens to be Chick-fil-A. I heard someone say it was quite good. And my first actual interaction with a human being in America nearly turned into a full-on punch-up with a crackhead outside Chick-fil-A. Yep, that's how it started. I'm just standing there thinking, right, good start, excellent, this is going swimmingly. However, in the evening, I catch up with Mike from Tempest Terrain, who flew over from the UK for AdeptiCon. And instantly, it just settles. You know when you meet someone and it's just easy? No awkwardness, no forcing it, we just clicked. We wandered the city night and day, ate our way through Chicago's best food spots, grabbed dinner and some drinks at a swanky rooftop bar, shared a few laughs and just connected on the hobby. And I think we both needed this just as much before the event to just go, yeah, we're good here. Thursday morning, we caught the train to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, famous for its cheese curds and, of course, the Fonz from Happy Days. I'm layered in winter gear, carrying a massive suitcase, trying to not look completely out of place. And when we walk into the Baird Center to collect our AdeptiCon badges, it suddenly hits me. This place is massive. Tables everywhere, people everywhere, energy everywhere. We check in with a few of Mike's contacts that are selling his merch, and then I randomly bump into the one and only Arbiter Ian, one of my YouTube heroes, and this is kind of surreal because I've only been here 5 minutes. I drop my bags off with a friend, and then we get straight into a demo for Trench Crusade. And honestly, perfect warm-up for the event. Laughing, strategizing, having fun. It eases you into the chaos that follows. And a reminder that this is what it's all about. And then we find the Necromunda room. And this is where everything changes. Dale from JD and the Sumpsea immediately spots me, drops what he's doing and comes on over. Big energy, immediately making me feel very welcome. Then I met Matt from Hive Market Minis, Ty, I Paint Small Things, and so many other people I'd only ever heard about online. And somehow it already feels like I belong. And then the weirdest thing starts happening. People actually start to recognize me, shouting my name across the room, across escalators, and coming up to me and saying, Damon, I really love your channel. And I'm standing there thinking, oh, the videos actually are landing somewhere. And suddenly the view counts aren't just numbers, they're real people. I guess up until this point, I've always really felt like I was just talking into the void, and I've never seen the other side of the lens until now. And it's really, really surreal experiencing this for the first time and being genuinely appreciated for your work. By the time I get back to the hotel that evening, I'm honestly a little bit emotionally overwhelmed. Humbled, really. I've always been terrible at taking compliments. And that little bit of validation up close and personal really does go a long way and gives me a huge amount of confidence in what I'm doing. So I had a shower, got dressed and went straight back out to Hive Market Minis Scumathon, a Necromunda kit bashing event. Sprues everywhere, bits all over the place, glue literally spilling all over the tables, talking nonsense, laughing and building into the night. And then occasionally, brief moments of quiet, not awkward quiet, just everybody in the zone jamming. Looking back, those little moments of silence were perfect. Contentment, kindred spirits. Next day up bright and early for a full day of Necromunda. Me and Mike shotgun JD's vertical sump wall and immediately spend hours laughing and playing around with the most ridiculous table I've ever seen in Necromunda. Then onto a game one-on-one with Matt, Hive Market Minis, admiring each other's models, talking the hobby and just connecting over a love of the game. Finally, a 6-person multiplayer alongside my friend Oscar Lars, an awesome miniature painter. This was pure chaos. We were all supposed to be on the same side. And in the first turn, of course, I started shooting indiscriminately at everybody who's supposed to be on my side. Absolute carnage. And somehow, at the end of that day, I walk away with an award for favorite opponent and a bunch of swag. Don't ask me how. The next day was built around a colour theory seminar with one of my favourite painters, Marco Frisoni, the happiest guy in the hobby. Hearing his flamboyant Italian accent up close and watching him do his work was magnificent. I learnt so much. We chatted after the class for a bit and it turns out he's a fan of the channel too. We exchanged details as he's moving to Australia this year too. Unreal. I then spent a lot of time just trying to wander every nook and cranny of the event, from the big halls of 40k and Age of Sigmar to Blood Bowl and down into some of the esoteric games like 1490 Doom, Masters of the Universe, and of course Carnivore, a game with dinosaurs in it. Random demos all over the place. I ran into creators that I've been watching for years: Duncan Rhodes, Stephen Box from Vanguard Tactics, BB Miniatures, as well as many, many more. I stopped for chats, laughs, photos, constantly surreal, constantly humbling. I bought a bunch of swag, Games Workshop stuff, Army Painter stuff, and tons of others. And on the last day, I gave away a new in-box copy of Hive Secundus to a random guy who liked my channel by the AK Interactive stand. No plan, no thought behind it, just a perfect way to end my time there. And somewhere in all of that, I stopped feeling like an outsider. Not in any way awkward, not in any way trying, just part of it. And after years on the edge of the community, that shift hit me hard. And then suddenly, Sunday. Packing, goodbyes, and a heavy heart. I didn't want to leave, I really didn't. Because it wasn't the event itself that I'd fallen for, it was the people. A new family. I went all the way there and back again for this hobby. But what I walked away with really, true friendships, genuine connection, and the profound feeling that I have finally found my people.